Hi folks, I'm here today to tell you about my new Parrot Bebop drone that I purchased last night at Best Buy and why I'm going to return it today. So let's get started. I had a few issues so far that are deal breakers and are going to force me to take it back. So last night I opened the package, I installed everything, I got my app running, and I started to fly the thing. Crashed a few times. The controls didn't actually seem to work very well with the accelerometer. It didn't move forward and backwards. It could be maybe I'm just a bad pilot and don't understand it yet. So one of the first issues is the documentation. The documentation is almost zero. And if you go on the website, it's basically, I can't find anything on there either. There really needs to be some training done. There's a few YouTube videos, but, you know, and they're helpful. They are helpful, but it doesn't really come from Parrot. So I would like to see some documentation. So anyways, so last night, one of the things that happened was that I was down to 11% battery. Basically, I just hovered the thing for, 5 minutes or something like that. And what happened was, at 11%, the Bebop dropped to the floor. And it just went dead. So I kicked it back on, I reconnected, and then it said it had 7% battery. So then I tried to take off, boom, it didn't even take off at all. It went up about 1/8 of an inch off the ground and then died again. And so I got this red warning on my screen that says the battery's dead. So that's very, very disconcerting. I bought this thing to take it over waterfalls and lakes and things like that, and I see that I can't trust it, because if I'm over water or something and all of a sudden the battery just decides that I'm done, well, guess what? I'm going to lose my $500 drone. So I'm not really up for that. So that was a couple issues. The next issue is that this morning it won't even turn on. I don't know if it's the poor battery construction or there's something wrong. So I'm going to show you the battery and how difficult it is to put in, and hopefully this will make you decide to wait for the second generation where maybe they'll fix this, maybe not. So let's get to that. So here's my issue with the battery and how difficult it is to install. And this is one of my showstoppers here. So if you notice on the top of the Bebop, there is a little loop here. And what that loop is, it's attached to the actual battery cable inside the unit here. So the battery sits right here, and I'll show you that. And then you have to slide it in and attach it to the cable. The problem is the cable moves around, and what you have to do is you have to take this wire and pull it around to position it in order to connect it. So that is just such a horrible design. And let me zoom in here and I'll show you a little bit better. So right in the middle there's two connectors in there. So right in here, those are the two connectors that you have to hook the battery to. So if we take the battery and we turn this unit here, what you have to do is you have to grab this thing here and move it around and then slide it in. So right now that actually is secure, and you don't get that most of the time. Most of your tries won't even connect. So right now it feels like it's in there. The problem is that it won't turn on. So if I press the power button here, nothing turns on. Nothing at all. So it's blank. So that's a huge issue, and one of the things is that there's no documentation to even explain how to put this on and off on the battery. They just say install the battery, that's it. So that's a big issue there. So right now my Parrot Bebop doesn't work. I'm going to assume that there's no connection inside and the battery's okay, but I can't deal with that, and I'm going to return it. So my ultimate conclusion is that I would not purchase this particular product. It's unfortunate because it has a lot of nice features on it. the camera stability, and all that. It's actually a very inventive idea, but unfortunately they missed a few things, and those are deal breakers for me. I don't like to struggle with products. I don't like to have a hard time with them. The battery is just way too hard. I was hoping, I read it online that some people were having problems with it, but I was hoping they were just kind of foolish and didn't know what they were doing, and it wasn't that difficult, but trust me, it is. And, some of you may be lucky in getting it in real easy, but it's just a nightmare. And then the second issue was the reliability when it died at 11% and I wasn't even doing anything, and it dropped to the floor. I can't trust that over areas that might damage my unit if I don't get it out of there. So with those couple things, I'm going to recommend that maybe the second generation is probably something worthwhile to wait for. So, well, for those of you that already have yours, hopefully you're enjoying them and haven't experienced any of the problems that I have, but good luck to you. And be well.